Hey guys, Cell here. Welcome back to more Fate Grand Order. I haven't said that in a really long time. Well, at least it feels like a really long time. When the heck did the demonic climb begin? Which, by the way, I'm still not done with the rerun, but we do have the Mach 2. So now we got both of them. I still need to get the rest of her freaking crap. What's the term in this one again? Ascension materials. And her Noble Phantasm increasers. Yeah. And as you can see right here. Oh, come on. Shuten Doji Caster, I believe, is what she is. Mid-October. Mid-freaking-October. The land of Mystique, Oni land, the great Oni in the Kamari's gold. Along with the servant I want to pull on, but will probably not get her. A heroic spirit resembling a snow fairy appears. She seems to know a lot about Oni land and even the secret of the Kamari's gold. But what is her true identity? Obviously, I know what her name is. Will I get her, though? No. I believe she's also an alter ego. My luck with 5-star alter egos is not the best. I did get Okita Orita twice. Really close together. But that's the extent of it. What was the other time I got Melt 3 times? If I got Melt 3 times, why the hell would I be complaining I didn't get Melt? I got Passion Lip 3 times and I did not get a single Melt. And when I tried to get Melt, I got freaking... Come on, I know her name. She's in my main party. Well, sometimes. Kiara. I could have gotten an Avenger. No, I did get, in fact, a 5-star freaking alter ego. But this event can only be done by people who have done Lost Belt 2. You will need to have cleared Part 2, Chapter 2, Lost Belt number 2. That's a lot of 2s. The Eternal Ice Fire Sentry Gotthard Damarung, the good fellow of Everlasting Flame, to participate in this event. Oh my god. There's also... hold on. So from the 6th, AP cards will be reduced to 1/4 for Part 1 of the main quest, and 1.5 for Part 2 of the main quest. So, when this ends on the 24th, is that when Oni Land starts? Because that's not mid-October, that's basically late. Basically almost over October. So if it's how many days are in October? 31, right? Yeah. So give or take, it might pop up on the 15th or the 16th. If they want to do it mid-October. Because them doing it on the arse end of October, being the 24th, where there's like literally 1 week left. Would they do that? I don't know. I hope they do. Because I don't think with my cringy voices that I'm going to last... How many episodes do I need to do before Lost Belt 2 is done? I will, however, do this like I do with Danmachi. We fight the enemy once. If the next fight is also the exact same enemy, I won't show it. I'll just skip on to the next story. That's good, but also bad, which means that I have an interval during the fight, if it's something we've seen, the same enemies, that my voice can try to recuperate. I don't know why I did this to myself. But if we can push through and beat Gotthard Damarung, then we will finally be fully caught up to everyone else in the main story and I can do it when it comes out, and never let myself do this again. I've been talking for 5 minutes. Oh yeah, hold on. Osaka Hime. I tried to do one ticket, and I got a gold. Who it was, though, I do not remember. Does it still stay new for them? Because I technically never looked inside. Who was it? Anybody? Oh yeah, it was Marie. It was a new copy of Marie Antoinette. The unit that is weak to assassins. Imagine my surprise when I saw a gold card come up on Osaka Hime's banner. And then it turns around and it was a rider. Oh, that was so depressing, man. So depressing. Oh, hey, I wouldn't have been able to do it anyways. I needed to get my login bonus. So technically, me delaying the inevitable actually helped in the long run, because then it would have just reset itself. I said, oh, it's still gonna do that anyways, probably. Lord of Creation, end. I don't remember what's happening. All I remember is that we went in, tried to help the girl get a flower for her village, for her friend that was sick. Because adults don't leave and they let the children do everything. Why does this look like an Attack on Titan town? What's with the walls, the entire wall around the town? Probably to keep the giants out, aka Attack on Titan.
Shutting down high-speed mode. Now, good work again on everyone. Our current estimated location is the top what used to be Lake Van Ern, the lake northwest of Lake Vattern. Which means this village almost certainly didn't exist in proper human history. We're here. Welcome to my village. Bravo. This is so strange and wonderful. I thought guests only showed up in stories. I never thought I'd get to actually welcome a real guest myself one day. And oh, and you must both be envoys too.
Oh yeah, she thought we were envoys. And I called Marsha an angel. She is.
Have you never heard anyone visit from outside your village before? No, we haven't. All the villagers really keep to themselves. Oh, but maybe it's different at the other villages. I see.
This village is a lot bigger than I expected. What's this village called?
Come to think of it, you never did tell us your village is named Ichigura. The part that stands out the most to me is the large gate that makes up what looks to be the only entrance.
You're not helping the case with the fact that that's literally Attack on Titan.
I don't know much about architectural design, but this place does seem to have its own unique style. I also sense powerful magical energy here. The whole village is surrounded by a bounded field centered on that large gate. It's designed to keep away giants, beasts, and other beings related to magecraft. I can feel it weighing down on me too, though only a little. Although I didn't notice it at all until I was inside. I'm guessing it's the snow. The magical energy mixed in with the snow and ice, and the magical energy that makes up the village-bounded field are extremely similar. It's a very static, sedated kind of energy, as if its presence were the most natural thing in the world. It's calm, gentle, and very stable in the amount of magical energy it holds. Maybe kind is a little too vague, but I'm not quite sure how else to put it.
So like magecraft designed to enrich people's lives, I think kind works.
Yes, I first noticed it in the snow plains, but it feels like there's nothing malicious in this last belt at all. All that aside, this village is really spacious.
Oh crap, wait, I just remembered. Wasn't Sherlock Holmes on death's door? Just barely hanging on by his little thread? Oh boy, we need to hurry up. As I say, I'm not doing this for quite a while.
On the other side, this village is really spacious. Maybe that's because there are so few houses and a large plot of farmland in the center. I can see they grow all sorts of crops here. There's wheat and numerous fruit trees. But just like Gerda said, it's as warm here as it was in that flower garden. This explains how people could survive even in a lost spell predominantly made up of snow, ice, and fire. Although there's still one thing I don't understand. If bounded fields are so crucial to ensuring people's way of life here, who put them up? Well, for fun. Maybe magecraft is just a part of everyday life here, even more than it was in Russia. Or maybe there's someone in these villages who knows how to work with bounded fields. Bounded field? Are you talking about the charm on the gate? I didn't really understand most of what you were talking about, but I do know that every village gate always has a charm on it.
But here's the mush. You were just talking about critical information that you shouldn't be unveiling to, you know, even Gerda? Who, yeah. I had to think on his name for a second. She might end up like Patsy. Oh god, Patsy, no. But she might. You never know. Although, will the ruler of this land, Scotty, do anything bad? Probably not.
But I do know that every village gate always has a charm on it. The Envoy put them there for us. They keep out all the giants and the ice beasts, really anything scary. I'm surprised you two didn't know that, since you're envoys. That's just the way it works, Lady Marsh. Oh, well. I think you may have the wrong idea about us. I don't believe we're what you call envoys. Although if envoys is the term you use for visitors, I suppose we might qualify.
Oh, him. I haven't seen him in ages. What was the voice I tried to give him? Oh, I got through. Let me see. Is this thing on? This is the Shadow Border. Can you hear me, Field Ops?
Profound.
The Shadow Border got through to us? Director?
Director, it's you. I thought we couldn't communicate once we got a few kilometers away.
Yes, well, my technical advisor has been testing out a number of different things in between her work on repairing the border, all under my impeccable supervision, of course. And thanks to those efforts, we've been able to deploy Mr. Code Drone to extend our comm range. I was told it should help us both observe and communicate over greater distances, but I didn't think it'd actually just suddenly start working now of all times. But just my luck, neither our technical advisor nor any staff here in the cockpit right now. They're all out repairing the border.
Oh, who's this tiny see-through tubby man?
Oh god. Is he sensitive about his, physique?
He's fat. I've never seen a fat person before, so this is what they call chubby.
Gerda? Chubby?
Is he a friend of yours, Lady Marsh? Does that mean he's an envoy too? Well, foe?
Tubby? Did she just call me Tubby?
Oh, well, this is a communicator. It's a tool we have for talking to people far away. Also, I'm the director, maybe big-boned, but...
Is that child a native of this place? And he must have found a safe village. Then again, if that foul-mouthed little brat who doesn't understand that mocking people's body types is not acceptable is anything to go by, then her culture must still be at the nadir of civilization. Ah, jeez. Well, no matter. Children do tend to be naturally cruel. And my skin is quite thick by this point. I'm not the least bit bothered. That's a lie. Otherwise, you wouldn't have mentioned it. Did she really just call me Tubby twice? So never mind a child. Just give me a detailed report about your situation. Uh-huh. So you made your way to this village after rescuing a child. It seems you put your experience in Russia to good use. Or I suppose I should say my supervisory role in Russia has benefited you even after the lost belt. Not bad making it this far, this fast. Please stop trying to take the credit of that we do. You have done nothing. Let me begin by congratulating you on your good work. I'll be sure to share your information with the rest of the staff, including the technical advisor. Now, given that our connection is still unstable, and we can't talk for long, it seems it's time I took matters into my own hands. You there, girl, who called me Chubby.
Vo?
You're going to come here, Director? That sounds pretty dangerous for you. What do you think I am? Some adventure-crazed nut like the rest of you? I'm talking about the remote interrogation of a local via this transmission. Well, not this child. Obviously, we won't get anything useful out of her. Now then, little one.
Me?
Run along and get your parents if you don't mind. I need to talk to them. Did she ever say if she had parents? And if so, did she ever say her parents were alive? I don't remember.
Parents? What are those?
Okay. That clears it. She doesn't even know what a parent is. Wow. Oh, your mother and father, of course. If they're dead, your legal guardian will do.
Oh, you mean the goddess? I hear she is everyone's mother. Every human is the goddess's child, after all. But I'm afraid the goddess isn't here, Mr. Chubby.
She called you Chubby 3 times. What are you gonna do?
Vo. Gerda.
Don't tell me you have no concept of parents. I never heard of such a culture. I suppose it is possible for some new religions, but given your primitive-looking clothes, I can't imagine your village is part of something like that. What is going on? All right then, just fetch me a village elder, or mayor, or your supervisor, I don't know.
Supervisor?
Yes, a capable, distinguished person who is in charge of everything, like me.
Distinguished? Does being a chummy person make you distinguished?
And that's 4. Anyone want to take a drink of how many times she calls him Chubby? That has nothing to do with it! Good heavens, girl, didn't your parents raise you to? Oh, right. You don't have parents, do you? Well, you know, somebody with authority in your village.
What?
The most amazing person in your village, the one you can always count on to help you out.
When you talk about envoys, Lady Mars is certainly more amazing than normal people. The only other amazing people I can think of are the giants and the envoy. But the envoy isn't coming until tomorrow.
Envoy?
Gerda calls me an envoy too. I'm afraid I'm still not sure what she means by it. What I mean, an envoy is an envoy, right? I mean, no human could ever defeat a giant. But never mind that. I still need to show you around properly, don't I? Welcome, honored envoys. Oh, you too, Mr. Tiny See-Through Chubby.
That's 5.
Welcome to our home, Village 23. Please, let me repay you for saving my life. You can spend a night in my house. I'll be 13 soon, after all, so I've already got my own house.
Damn. You have your own house at 13? Wow.
We can have dinner in front of my fireplace. Or I can get out the meat that I've saved for a special occasion, too.
You have drinks? How advanced is this society? I mean, obviously they have no concept of parents and whatnot, but 13 years old, has a house, and has mead. Okay then.
This will be great. We can have freshly baked bread, and I'll get some fish too. I'll go finish fishing before it gets dark and make sure to catch the biggest one in the pond.
Wait, hang on. What did you say your village's name was? Village 23?
Village 23, right? Yes, that's right. What about it? Well, it just sounds a bit.
It's not like any name for a village I know. Why is your village named with a number? Does she have no concept of what numbers are either?
There's nothing strange about it after all.
Okay. Wait. Number 23. Village number 23. Why does this also feel like the plot to The Promised Neverland? When you get old enough, you, well, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Let's just say that. When the people who graduate when they get old enough and whatnot, is that this type of society we're gonna have here? Well, no, because I don't think Scotty's that ruthless. So, is it something similar to The Promised Neverland? Because the villages are walled up like Attack on Titan, but it has the village numbering system. At least, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since Promised Neverland. Of the village, so yeah.
It's Gerda. Gerda's back. Welcome back, Gerda. I can't believe you really came back from the outside and you did to get the herbs the legends talked about. Now, though, it's gonna be alright. Hooray! Who are they? Oh, there's a white animal, too. It is an animal, right? What is it? Is it a mouse? Oh, cute! Wow, you're so pretty, miss. Your black armor is so awesome. Pretty hair, pretty face. You look like the envoy. Oh, are you an envoy, too? Your boobies are so big. Oh, you look so cool in that armor.
They're kids, but, they're focusing on, I guess, the right parts?
The senpai, what? That old guy is Tubby. Why are you smaller than us, even though you look so old, mister?
Okay, so technically it wasn't Gerda who said it, but now a kid has called him Tubby, so that's technically 6 times he's been called Tubby in this one small little bit of story. Good, be quiet. You children never stop squawking. This would often play, would you? Or better yet, go and fetch a grown-up. I don't actually see any grown-ups.
That's true, I haven't seen a single adult yet. Since this village appears to rely on agriculture for its survival, it may be that everyone of working age is just out in the fields. But if that's the case, then why aren't there any elderly people around?
What? Is that true?
Well, of course it's mostly children here. That's how it is everywhere, right? Besides, it's so funny, Lady Marsh. Everyone knows the elderly are just from legends.
Okay, so she knows what adults are, but not elderly. So people don't live to become elders. Alright.
Of course, you're not going to find any in the village, I mean. Every grown-up leaves when they turn 25, right?
What? As in leaves the village?
Of course. Huh?
What in the world are you saying? They couldn't possibly survive out there with all the giants roaming about.
Yes, I know. Every grown-up with a 10-year-old child leaves once they turn 25 and gets eaten by a giant.
Wow, this took a turn for a... Wow. I so badly want to say something, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it in my mouth shut. If anyone wants to, you know... If you know what I'm going to shut up. After reading that, and you know why I'm going on about this, you should know why if you've seen what I've seen. Let's just say that. Oh boy.
So nobody ever lives past 25. If you haven't had a child by 15, then you have to...
this ain't helping the case with the fact that Japanese, I believe the actual age is 14 for that. So if they don't have a kid within a year after they turn 14, they also get sent off to get eaten by a giant. So basically, if they are if they don't get none at 14 and knock the girl up, they literally are gonna die. Oh my god. That's ruthless. But wait, that means that our girl Gerda over here is gonna have to have a child. Wow. What the hell is Scotty's system? What? Okay, now I'm intrigued. Why did I wait so long to do this? Oh my god.
I've heard that's true for every village. At least all the villages from 1 to 100.
What the? Then you're telling us that there are no adults over the age of 25 there? None? And that people who turn 15 without having children have to leave to die?
Uh-huh. Children and grown-ups raising them are the only ones allowed to live in 100 villages. The goddess and her envoys made for us after all.
There's nobody over 25? I mean, I've seen Attack on Titan, so... I mean, it literally isn't literally the same thing, but that also wasn't what I was talking about, so yeah.
Lady Marsh, Lady Cell, Mr.
That's technically 6 for her, but technically 7 now for him being called Chubby.
Mr. Chubby, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Why are you all so shocked? That's just how it is. It's the same everywhere, right? I'm turning 15 in 2 years, so if I don't have any children by then, splat. That'll be it for me.
Why is she saying that with a smile? Oh my... So are we gonna be able to change the way this freaking singularity, this lost spell works? To where that oh wait, never mind. I'm about to say, are we about to be able to change it so that way when we leave? Oh my... I just remembered. Lost spells disappear. Everyone dies. Technically, because they disappear from existence. So it doesn't matter. Gerda, even if she doesn't have a child, will still disappear. That is why I learned in the first one to not get attached to anyone. Cause, yeah, they go bye-bye. This is absurd. Everything you're saying is ridiculous. Well, the way your mind works is too. Do you even grasp what you're saying? You're telling us there are only 100 people in each village? That you have to die if you don't have a child before you turn 15? That you'll die in 2 years? Are you some kind of homunculus? How can you say things like that as if they were normal? You even look happy about it.
Fo. Oh, you too, Fo. What happened? Why do you sound so sad all of a sudden? Oh no, did I say something to offend you again? Uh-oh. And what did I do?
Nothing, it's just a real shocker, that's all. Jesus.
What an elegant castle you have here! I like it very much. It's wonderfully designed, of course, but I also love your choice of materials. It's made completely out of ice. After all, no human could ever live here, no matter how beautiful it is. The perfect witch's castle, something humankind yearns for, but can never hope to reach. You really do have excellent taste, Your Majesty. Who said this was made to my tastes? Oh my, you mean it isn't? Does that mean you'd prefer something more typical like Cinderella's castle? Cinderella? I never heard the name, but she certainly sounds interesting. She must have lived a life full of hope and surprise, one far removed from the life of a woman of ice and snow like myself. Oh yes, without a doubt. The early part with her stepsisters abusing her is great, but then she comes out on top at the end and the stepsisters get their just desserts. It's a positively repulsive story. I'm just so relieved that you aren't like that, Your Majesty. After all, you hate happy endings, don't you? Just look at this cold, utilitarian world you've designed. It makes me want to friend you on Magebook.
Really? Magebook? You couldn't have just said Witter or something else instead of Magebook? Why's that gotta be Magebook? I haven't used Magebook in years.
I'd love to know just how many human lives you've seen come to a miserable end. After all, you didn't build this castle for humanity to enjoy, did you, O Goddess? No, I did not. This castle exists for me, not for the benefit of humans. I will admit that Odin was a fine man with his own right, but he was also a god. He would never bestow upon me a castle designed to accommodate humans. The Allfather would never concern himself with human weakness. The thought would never even cross his mind. Indeed, humans are weak, frail, so very fragile. Their lives are snuffed out by the mere passage of time. That is why they will always need the boundless love of a god to sustain them. Oh my, love you say? I guess I had you figured wrong after all. So that's how you're running this place. You have 100 villages with about 100 residents in each, making for a worldwide population of no more than 10,000 people. Under most circumstances, they would just end up going extinct, but you kept them around for generations without letting their numbers increase. Their world revolves around the empty happiness of their daily lives and the heartless suffering that comes right at the end. There's no point in tormenting people like that. No wonder I've been so unmotivated here. It turns out this place is filled with love all along. Couldn't possibly get further from my taste. Of course. Humans must not die out. They too are my beloved children. They too survived the days of scorching flame. As their god, I will never stop loving humans. I cannot speak to other worlds, but that is the way of this one. I decided long ago that I would love my children for eternity. Why would I ever destroy them? Then you really have no intention of destroying humans? Does that mean Your Majesty thinks they're worth protecting? You certainly ask many strange questions, Fox Woman. I would never think to destroy them. Every creature in my domain is treated the same way. Did I not tell you what that was? It is a simple question. Do I kill them? Or I love them? If they are an enemy, then I kill them. If not, I love them. To be the mother of Scandinavia is to love all creatures, great and small. None must die out, none shall die by my hand. Even if Odin himself proved to be incapable of such a feat, I will never stop trying, no matter how many thousands of years it may take. That said, yes. That said, at times the giants must be offered as sacrifice.
And that sacrifice is when the people turn 25. Ophelia, your concerns prove to be well-founded. The Russian Lost Belt has been destroyed. It won't be much longer before it disappears entirely. Now that world will never be capable of welcoming a new god. What a pity. All the more so given the strength of its history. In regards to Kadak, I said all I had to say during our meeting, so I won't be repeating myself here. But I do need to commend you for your outstanding accuracy in predicting this outcome.
I didn't. You give me far too much credit to Lord Kistaria.
Ophelia, I want you to run your lost belt however you see fit. Once the Tree of Emptiness has taken root in a world, it is not that world's king who will continue to develop it, but we cryptas. In the end, that responsibility falls to us alone. We cannot delegate it to anyone else. The Queen of Ice and Snow is both generous and cruel. I understand dealing with her must be quite stressful. But I want you to persevere. I know you are more than capable of doing so. You have your own fire burning inside you, yet you keep yourself as cold as ice. That is why I know I can trust you with Scandinavia.
With all due respect to Lord Kirstadia, I can't take any credit for predicting this. I was speaking solely based on my own feelings. I'm so ashamed. Here you are praising me for keeping my cool. I failed utterly to do so.
It's alright. What you said was exactly what Kadok needed to hear. No amount of cool-headed logic was ever going to help him with his complex about me. Your admonition was far more effective than any encouragement I could have given him, even if it did come too late. At any rate, none of the other cryptas know that Russia has fallen. I only heard about it from Canis, and you from Koi and Skya. Akuta has cut off all communications. It seems her lost belt's king is quite a find. After all, even Akuta of all people couldn't help but frown when she made her report. I even heard her sigh. I can only imagine her lost belt king must be either extremely unruly or extremely daring. I would love to speak with them myself at some point.
Hinako, sighing. That is a surprise. I never once saw her so much as crack a smile, even around Pepperoncino. That aside, shouldn't we tell the other cryptas about Kadok?
No need for that. His failure has no impact on their work after all. Given that Pepperoncino's lost belt has an alter ego, it's only a matter of time until he learns about it. But Beryl's lost belt is nearly on the verge of disappearing itself, so I imagine he has his hands full just keeping things going.
Are you sure we can trust Beryl? The man is a criminal, a murderer. He kills just for the fun of it. He is a disgrace to humanity. I don't see how a killer known as Werewolf and despised throughout the Clock Tower could ever hope to successfully expand a lost belt.
All that is part of why I trust him to uphold his end, Ophelia. Beryl is just as good at deceiving himself as he is others. The more distasteful he finds a job, the more earnestly he will work to see it done. As for Kadok, there's no need for you to concern yourself with his well-being. Just focus on getting rid of Chaldea. I have every confidence you can do it. You're far more capable than me when it comes to combat, as your miraculous eye can even wound servants. The Clock Tower Authority figures are gone. They have no sway in this world. No one will hold you back anymore. You are free to use your power however you like. Your eye is no longer that of a shunned child.
Thank you for saying so, Lord Kirstadia. I'll bear that in mind.
Your Scandinavian lost belt is a very important one, particularly given that one of the old gods still resides there. What's more, she is benevolent. Having her accept and support our new world would be a tremendous asset. I have high hopes that you will be able to convince her, Ophelia.
Thank you, Lord Kirstadia. I won't let you down.
Oh yes, I almost forgot. Canis should be paying you a visit soon. Treat him as you like.
Thank you for your consideration, Lord Kirstadia, but I'm afraid I have to tell you something. Canis is a divine spirit and beyond my ability to keep in check. I hope you'll forgive me if I'm unable to stop her from clashing with my lost belt king.
Okay, so Kirstadia called Canis a guy. Ophelia called Canis a girl. Seems Canis has the same problem my main character does. I get referenced as a girl when it's convenient for me. Otherwise, I'm referenced as a guy. Still sucks. So you're concerned about the Queen, and your knight may end up destroying Canis' spirit origin. I see. That's most encouraging to hear, Ophelia. This only reaffirms my decision to entrust you with this lost belt. I look forward to your next report. Expect that will be when new seas have been formed.
Wadim, Lord Kirstadia, Wadim.
Hey, Sigurd. That's a woman's face. I've seen faces like that before. I may not know any personally, but I can't help but remember them. So you really are a woman at heart, Ophelia.
You're not meant to use your spirit form for peeping. Your job is only to keep me safe. Don't misunderstand me. You are my knight, my shield and my sword and my shield. I never asked or wanted anything more from you. That's never going to change. Now you play Saber. Or do I need to remind you about my serious Rito?
I know I'm supposed to protect you and kill your enemies, Ophelia, but is that necessary here? Yes, humans have demonstrated incredible power before. At times they've rebelled against gods, tricked giants, and even killed dragons. But not here. The humans here aren't people anymore, they're livestock. There's that word. None of them are any threat to you. These humans used to be just like the ones in pop human history. Weak, transient beings whose only purpose was to be our prey.
As well, it belongs to a goddess. Even if there are less than 10,000 humans here, it is still a pure land ruled by a goddess of old. Lord Kirstadia even said it could end up the last lost spell left standing. The fact that a goddess rules it also means it's the perfect place to experiment. That's why this lost belt has so much potential. In fact, it is far more than the sum of its parts.
Oh.
In terms of potential, at any rate. If we can grow a tree to maturity, we might be able to breathe new life into humanity and nature alike. I don't care how much of contempt you have for humanity as a result of your origins and temperament. All I care about is that you don't let your guard down. Again, you are my shield and my sword. Don't forget that. You and I share the same responsibility. You must grow this lost belt's tree of emptiness to full maturity. That is your sole concern.
I've never been much for Gardner, but if you insist, Ophelia, I guess I've got no choice.
I can still feel his gaze. I guess my knight will always be peeping on me, no matter how many times I tell him not to. I can tell you're still there, smirking at me from behind my back. That's how long are you planning on watching me? I know I said you're my knight, but that doesn't mean... Oh. You again, huh? The way you completely lack any presence, I mistook you for a servant. Is there something you want to say to me? I certainly hope you're not going to comment on my womanhood like Saber did. I can't hear anything. What's your name? Am I ever going to get to hear what you sound like?
No, but I am. I hope.
I'm well. You already know my name.
That was 44 minutes. -5 for me just talking randomly. Still 39 minutes. Wow. Okay, looks like we're not doing any battles. It's legitimately just story. Back in Village 23.
Fow. It's no use. I can't seem to get through to the border.
Wonder what we got through earlier. Well, nothing we can do now. Why don't we call it a day?
Yes, you're right, Senpai. Hey, there you are. Hi, guys. Can you all see my astonishingly beautiful face? Hey, Fow, you're here too, huh? Fow. Da Vinci. I doubt we have much time to talk, so I'll keep this brief. I've pieced together what's going on here using the data collection with my Mr. Code drone and the info Gordy gave me. Oh, he's asleep now, by the way. Last thing he said was, enough of this, I'm going to rest in the captain's room. Wake me when it's time for breakfast. Fow. Now then, there are basically 3 different kinds of beings here. And by beings, it's worth noting that I'm talking about strong, dominant creatures, not necessarily those of intelligent or formed civilizations. Alright, so. First, we have the giants, tough, exceedingly strong predators. Second, we have humans who can't survive outside their villages. And third, we have envoys and a goddess. Seems safe to say both are well above humans of the proverbial totem pole in this lost belt. I'm sure the ice beasts are stronger than humans too, but they appear to be the giants' pets and seem to have no real will of their own, so I've left them out. So far, so good. As for regular creatures, they seem to be almost non-existent here. Ordinary plants and animals just barely exist in the occasional flower garden. Islam Fields seems to be a warm place that just happened to be perfectly situated between the fire and ice zones. So putting all that aside, there's an exception to the three broad categories. In this last belt, I'm afraid it looks like humanity is nowhere near the top of the food chain. If anything, they seem to be at the very bottom. The bottom? So I don't think we should be counting on these humans as possible additions to our ranks. I doubt that either their civilization or magecraft are all that developed. I mean, you haven't seen a single machine since you got there, right? And I barely ran into other than the wilderness and even have a communication device, let alone a ward against giants. The humans that live here simply have no means of surviving outside of these villages. Yes, it all makes sense. At least for this village, Village 23, outside the world may as well not exist. We did run into Gerda outside, but that was an unusual case. She would never have left if circumstances hadn't forced her to. The only reason this village ever opens its gates is to... right, to thin the herd. As peaceful as this place looks, now that we have a clearer picture of what's going on, I'd say it's just as cruel as Russia, though in a different way. We still don't know much about these envoys and their goddess, who I assume are more or less running the show here. We also don't have any idea whether they might be willing to help us. It's very possible they may already be working with the Cryptas, so keep that in mind. Ah crap, we're losing connection again. Alright, one last bit of info. We still haven't found anywhere you could use to summon servants, so I'm afraid you'll need to keep scouting ahead. Oh, Foe! Lady Marsh, Foe, Lady Cell. Huh? Were you just talking to a tiny person? Oh, it must have been Mr. Chubb.
Technically, he's been called Chubby 8 times now. 7 by just Gerda herself.
Well, yes, we were talking to someone. I'm afraid we just lost a connection. Connection? What's being connected? You know so many things I've never even heard about. Lady Marsh, and you have so many things I've never seen before. Having you around is so much fun. I wasn't sure if an envoy like you would like my cooking, but you even said my bread and fish were really tasty. You're so kind and strong and just wonderful. I just love spending time with you.
Hey, Gerda's already got my sentiment with Marsh, and she's only been with her for 1 day. I've been with her for 3-something years now. Dang, that's a long time.
Well, you see, tomorrow night too. I know you must have work since tomorrow's a special day and all, but if you don't mind. I'm sorry, but I really don't think we're the kind of envoy you're thinking of. Sure you're not. Wait, did you get here a day early all because of me? Oh, if you did, then I apologize. The last thing I want to do is make trouble for you. No, it's not that, Senpai. How can I clear up this misunderstanding?
I don't think we can. She really thinks we're envoys. I'm not sure there's anything we can say that would help her understand.
Yes, I suppose you're right. In that case, I'll hold off on trying to convince her. That said, there is something I still want to ask her. Is that alright with you, Senpai?
We got a lot of things I'm curious about, too.
Thank you, Senpai. Gerda, can I talk to you for a bit? What is it, Lady Marsh? Well, you see...
I thought you were sleeping, Mr. Chubby. Hold it. I'll ask the questions here. Okay, seriously. How is he here? We literally just lost the communication with Da Vinci. How the hell does he have communication powers if Da Vinci lost connection? I thought we lost our connection again. I was just looking to see if we had some sleeping pills when I heard our connection was back online. In fact, I've been listening in for the last half a minute or so. I'll take it from here, Marsh. Between two of us, it's clear who's the better negotiator. You're not a better negotiator. You're just a leech who doesn't know when to stop and admit that he needs help. Good God, man. Still waiting for the time that apparently we're gonna, maybe feel bad for him. Maybe actually like him as the director. I'm still waiting for that because, again, I've heard people say that they don't really mind him anymore. Still waiting for that moment. He's still really annoying. You there, child? This is a question of a rather personal nature. You may answer it however you like.
Huh?
I'd like to ask you something.
What is it, Lady Marsh?
You've obviously been living here in this I actually read that and I didn't think anything of it until after I was about to start. Why did you call him Mr. Chubby? You've obviously been living in this village your whole life. How do you feel about it? Does it weigh on you? Do you ever think about your future and what's going to happen when you grow up? Don't you wish you could see the world outside your tiny village without having to live in fear of giants? Don't you ever wish to be free?
Future. Free. World. Gerda. In this world, no matter how healthy you are, you'll never get to live past your 20s. How can you be so cheerful about that? How does it not worry you? But please, Lady Marsh, you too, Mr. Chubb. Why are you both so sad?
9. Technically 8.
I'm sorry. I wish I could answer you, but I'm afraid I don't understand what either of you are talking about. Maybe it's because I never learned how to read or write. Well, what do you mean by future? I think I know what the word means. It means the time after tomorrow, right? This is hard.
That's hard, huh?
I know what free means, too. It's when you're not stuck inside your home or tied down with rope, right? In that case, I am free. I can go anywhere I want in the whole village.
No, you're literally trapped inside your village.
I can go to the farmland in the village center, or the pond, and I can visit anyone's house I like. I can even go to Laura's house and see the new baby if I want.
Wait. Her friend? How old is your friend? She 14? Because if she's not, then isn't that also taboo for Japan?
In our world, people get to live for a long time. Even longer than 25. Yes, much, much longer. Some people live longer than others, of course, but...
That's right. Many live to be 80 or 90, or even more. They don't just have children. Some people also have grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And they live long enough, of course. Some people are still unfortunate enough to have their lives cut short by illness or accident, but that's a long way off from no one ever living past 25. The only ones destined to die early are homunculi. Not that they're any concern of mine, though. Uh-huh.
Grandchildren. Great-grandchildren.
Indeed, and even if one never has children or grandchildren, many people still choose to spend their long lives with people they love. Even if they've never had families of their own, some people spend their lives among friends and comrades, working towards goals of their own choosing. Why am I even talking about this? It's not as though we may just get to live ordinary, happy lives. But fine, if no one else will say it, then I will. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with all of you? How can you be so happy about a life doomed to be cut short? How are you not angry or even afraid? The Yaga may have had to survive in brutal conditions, but at least they were still free to live to old age. This whole thing really bothers me. And now our connection is acting up too. I'm going to bed. Goodbye.
Foe.
Mr. 10? Well, now he's been called 10, and the 10th one was Mosh.
Mr. Chapit's right, Gerda. Our world is very complicated, but it also offered us endless possibilities. I think that's because we were able to grow up agreeing and disagreeing with all kinds of people throughout our lives. That's how humans have always been. I'm sure it's no different here in Scandinavia. People can do anything they set their mind to. I think that's what it really means to be free. In practice, there may be far more things we can't do than we can. But even so, I think that's what everyone wants. Greta, is there anything in this world that you would wish for? Wish for? Well, let's see. I got the medicinal herbs I was looking for, and tonight's dinner was yummy. So I actually can't think of anything else I want right now. Usually I do though, really. Sometimes I want to catch a big fish at the pond. I want my bread to turn out really well. Those sorts of things. Or sometimes I wish I could see another beautiful rainbow again, like I did that one time. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know I'm not giving you good answers, but I don't really understand your questions. Still, everything you said sounds lovely. You ain't to be an elderly person doing anything you want. Not at all. I'm the one who should be apologizing, Gerda. I didn't mean to confuse you. I'm sorry. Oh no, please don't be. I'm not confused. I really did think it was lovely. I may not have understood everything you meant, but I did think it sounded absolutely amazing. It was just so... I can't even begin to imagine it all. It's never happened to me before. I guess it's true what they say about envoys being difficult to understand. There's still so much I don't know about children. But you said in your world there are also grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I can't imagine getting to see so many generations of children. I guess that's something you can do if you get to be elderly. I never thought about that sort of thing before, after all. After all, nobody can ever live that long.
Exactly. Oh my god. Well, with that, I'm going to end this episode here. I didn't know that we'd be doing literally this full story. Coming back to this. Man, was this heavy. And man, does this feel like a certain series. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one. We'll be doing Lord of Creation End. And this time, maybe actually finishing Section 5. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not. There is no way, unless it actually stops doing huge stories like that and actually just starts boosting us through like some sections that maybe have like 1 or 2, or the stories just aren't really there as big as it was here, then yeah, maybe I can do it. But just judging from this, I don't think I'm gonna make it in time. Now again, there's 13 days. I might be able to do it if the event doesn't start until the 13 days are over. Oh boy. This is going to be a big trial for me. Not only will I have to... The biggest trial of them all, though, is going to be my computer's space. Will I have enough on my computer? Probably not. So yeah. Till then, see you guys later.